The Type 111 was produced in large numbers by Bulova, Elgin, and Waltham for the Army Air Force and the British RAF from 1941 to at least 1945. There were at least 3 different versions of the A-11, but the official version is the Elgin, as documented by the Ordnance Maintenance Guide for wristwatches. The face and numerals are military standard in appearance with a black face, white markings, sweeping seconds, and a chrome-plated case. These watches needed to survive the rough conditions of the battlefield. The military specs required that these pieces be produced to rigorous standards for the American GIs. The A-11 specification called for the use of a minimum 15-joule hacking movement, making the production guidelines more specific and stringent than those for the ordnance watches. Straps were either to be 1- or 2-piece canvas and olive drab color. Crowns were notched for easy grip, and crystals were specified to be unbreakable argillic. The A-11 was also meant to be used as a navigation timepiece, and many thousands of them indeed saw service and such during the Second World War. But just as the A-11 specification was crucial to American servicemen, by the time of the costly Italian campaign, another piece of equipment was slowly making a difference along the front lines. Designed by John Garand, the M1 Garand was being mass-produced at the Springfield Armory in 1937, and the first rifles were delivered to the Army in 1938. Production rates would gradually increase, but by the end of 1941, the Springfield Armory was turning out about 500 rifles a day. The expanding war in Europe and the increasing tensions with Japan increased the sense of urgency to equip the armed forces with a modern rifle. And as the war broke out, Winchester was tapped to supply 65,000 more copies. Other countries had had success with bolt-action 5-shot rifles, such as the Lee Enfield of Britain and the KAR-98 of Germany. But the M1 not only offered fast firepower, but 3 more rounds in its block clips. The M1 would make its European debut during Operation Torch in November of 1942. The rifle had to deal with a multitude of challenges in the environment conditions, and the Garand rarely failed. Both of these pieces of equipment were crucial to the war effort. Made in America with pride, with a strong sense of duty. Combined with the resilience of the American GI, the war was ultimately won. And wristwatches such as the A-11 and rifles such as the M1 Garand would see action again in the peninsula of Korea. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.